Well, incoming Chief Justice Raymond Zondo says his appointment is a special honor. He's spoken publicly about his new role yesterday, and Zondo says the independence of the judiciary is critical to sustaining our constitutional democracy. Let's expand on what those issues are with political analyst Elvis Masoga. Elvis, thank you for your time, and good morning to you. So it seems that the Chief Justice-elect here, of course, took audience with members of the media to address a couple of things, and I just want to know if you were satisfied here. Let's start with what he dealt with just in terms of the judiciary's independence. Of course, admitting and conceding to that there are some, challenges when it comes to, constitutional courts, administrative systems, but saying that he's hopeful that the judiciary would be completely independent, of course, throughout his term. And that's one of the things that he seemed to be very defensive of, defending, of course, the independence of the judiciary. Elvis, can you hear me?
Hello.
Good morning, Elvis.
Are we still together?
Yes, I'm still with you, Elvis. Let me just repeat my question because I can hear you now.
Okay.
But my first question to you was around, the Chief Justice-elects, almost defending the independence of the judiciary and assuring the media as well as the public that that will be, of course, one of the issues that he addresses, one of the special areas that he prioritizes to continue ensuring the public has confidence in the judiciary's confidence. What do you make of what he had to say yesterday?
Yeah, firstly, let me pass my humble greetings to you, Dumelo, and all the viewers of eNCA. Yeah, firstly, but let me, heap praise on the head of state and the Republic, Mr. Ramaphosa, for refusing to bow to, blackmailing and hijacking tactics that we saw during the Judicial Service Commission interviews when they were seeking to appoint a new Chief Justice. Some commissioners, politicians tried, to ambush and hijack the process in order to pursue their own political agenda. But thankfully, the President of the Republic chose a candidate who, at this point in time, was well deserving to be the leader of the judiciary and the constitutional court in South Africa. You go through, the credentials, academic and intellectual credentials of Justice Raymond Zondo. They speak volume. He has accomplished so much. Not to say that he was the only deserving candidate, but at this current conjuncture, he was the most befitting and suitable candidate to assume the leadership of the judiciary in South Africa. And I think it was a fair and honest decision on the part of the president in appointing Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. That's what I wanted to say. But the last aspect to say, one thing that, even if, for example, you can check about the reported skirmish between Chief Justice Raymond Zondo and former President Jacob Zuma, it proves to you the extraordinary sense of independence and neutrality that Justice Zondo has, despite their personal relations, despite coming from the same province, both Zuma and Zondo. But he was able, the moment he assumed the bench, the moment he became a bench from 1997, he has always been neutral, giving judgments that at times goes against the people whom he considered friends or neighbors. And that's what a judge is supposed to be. Whoever appoints you, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is to interpret correctly the rule of law, to serve the public with honesty and independence. And that's what we want.
The Chief Justice-elect also just yesterday making mention, Elvis, about, and also name-dropping here, the likes of Julius Malema, the former President Jacob Zuma, as well as Public Protector Busiwe Mkhwemane, that they have continuously made, allegations, serious allegations against judges as well as, I suppose, courts without necessarily giving evidence to substantiate it. What do you make of the significance of, Raymond Zondo addressing this? Because it's not just him who has spoken about this. Even the previous former Chief Justice Mogoeng has often said, where's the evidence? Where is the proof around some of the allegations that have been made by very influential, political or even, governance figures against, judges?
Yeah, Tumelo, it's so ironic because, the basic cardinal of legal jurisprudence is based on the injunction that says, he who alleges must prove, or she who alleges must prove. The danger with our political leaders is that they want to politicize all spheres of life. They want to politicize religion. They want to politicize even the judiciary. And I'm happy that most of our judges, particularly the body politic of our judiciary, they've been resisting for so many years to be politicized. And whenever, even in Parliament, when you listen to different politicians debating on our courts or court judgments, you can see that one political party is trying to exert its pressure and influence on the judiciary. And that's what we want. But I'm happy as a citizen and a political analyst that most of our judges, particularly the judiciary, has been, ruthlessly refusing to be politicized. And that's exactly, you saw what happened when, during the Judicial Service Commission interviews, some commissioners, plainly so and nakedly trying to exert their political agenda at the expense of the rule of law, at the expense of the judiciary, to a point whereby, without any evidence, they vilify other highly esteemed judges so that their own preferred judge can win. And that is exactly what we don't want. That is exactly what we don't want in South Africa.
At the same time, he's not only facing, of course, a new term, I would say, as the incoming Chief Justice. You would know that the Zondo inquiry report is currently facing a couple of legal challenges, Elvis, here. Do you think that will have an impact on his tenure and his work as Chief Justice?
No, absolutely. Remember, each and every citizen has got a legal recourse. Whenever you are not satisfied with any decision, starting from the district magistrate court, you can go elevate it to the regional magistrate court. From there, you can elevate your case to the High Court, to the Supreme Court of Appeal, even to the highest court on the land, the Constitutional Court. So the right to legal recourse applies to each and every person, whether there is a judicial commission of inquiry or even at the workplace you are not satisfied with a decision that your workplace has taken against you. You can recourse, legally to challenge it, at CCMA or at the labor court. So that one, to me, is not an anomaly. It's not something unexpected. They've got that right. But advantage is that if, for example, there will be some who want to challenge the findings of the Commission on State Capture, obviously the new Chief Justice Raymond Zondo will have to recuse himself. We have got plus or minus 11 judges who, all of them, they have to deliver their own version of judgment. So that is the balance, the checks and balances that we have in our judiciary. With or without the new Chief Justice, the Constitutional Court will still be able to make thorough, far-reaching rulings against any person. It doesn't mean that if, for example, you want to challenge something that arises a conflict of interest between the new Chief Justice and that case, then that case can go along. So that is a great advantage in terms of our judiciary.
All right, we'll have to leave it there, but I appreciate you speaking to me this morning, political analyst Elvis Masoga. Thank you so much for your time this morning.